Hey, welcome back, Brigandine fans. So what I wanted to come out and bring to you today is some live gameplay reaction of Brigandine. So if you're excited to see some of this, let's go ahead and roll through this. This was a live stream that was done by some of the creators of the game itself. And so I'm going to let this play out, and I'm going to kind of talk about what I can pick up from the new game and maybe some comparisons to the old game and some of my own reactions to it too. So hopefully you'll enjoy, and yeah, let's take a gander at what's going on here. Okay, should be fun. So it appears we're going into a battle. Okay, so this is year 781, it seems. I can't afford it to turn 3 apparently, so what's really cool right now that I'm able to see is that the color of the country you're playing as, you get to have that color for your rune area, you know, like the blue carpet you have in the old Brigandine. It's not everybody's blue. You're apparently, whatever color nation you are, that's the color that you get as far as where your mantras can go to, contingent upon where the night is. So that's pretty cool. I like that, and I like that it's kind of like flowing outward. It's kind of having this flowy kind of look to the rune area. You see how that is? Like the enemies, it looks like he's either, to me that looks kind of red, so, but I'm a little colorblind, so, you know, I don't know if I'm seeing it 100%, but pretty close to it. So what's pretty cool is it looks like, you know, she's like a mage class right there. It looks like she's like a sorceress class. There's the knight there, it seems. Yeah, that's definitely the knight. So they're talking about this guy here that's right here, this little portrait. He's one of the main knights for that enemy team right now. And so they've got the mandrake there. Right there's the mandrake. I found there's some new stuff. There's little goblin dudes in here. I don't really know all their abilities and all that, but I'm guessing they're kind of, they might be like a lizard guard. I'd have to look at that a little bit more and have to play with them and see what they do. I don't really know much. I mean, there wasn't a goblin class in the old Brigandine game, so I wonder what that's going to be all about. So yeah, they're talking about a lot of stuff, but I'll go ahead and just kind of give my impression here. I like the flowy rune area that they're showing here because when you're colorblind, it makes it a little bit easier to see where the area is, and you know, because then you get this like water effect. It just it stands out. It's hard to miss that. So it looks like that's the leader. It looks like a werewolf dude. This guy right there looks like a werewolf or a Sasquatch or something. I think maybe it's a mixture of the two. There's a Pegasus right there, right over there. This thing, that little pixie looking thing was an imp. I think they changed the pixies to an imp. I'm a little sad about that. I like the little fairies and pixies. That will be missed, but there are some new cool things to this game. You can see on the right there, all the way on the right there, you can see that that little map. It's just a pop-up, sort of a HUD, little mini map HUD over there that you can kind of see where you're going. Your field of view, that what's it called? What is it? Rhombus? I think it's a or trapezoid. The trapezoid you see over there, it's showing you the change in the field of view from what you're able to see. So you can look straight down, like a lot of people. Now, I don't know if a lot of people did, but I've heard some people really like the bird's eye view straight down. But or you can go the angular look, And so it's showing you how you're viewing the map based on the camera right there, all the way on the far right. So you can change that at different tilts and degrees, which is actually very cool. That's a big improvement from the older Brigandine game there. And it looks like this is a Cyclops. You know, I've talked to some people and they said this is Cyclops, but this is going to fill the giant role. And you're going to see it right here because they're talking about a 33% chance to stun. So what they're basically saying is there's a 33% chance to stun on a hit. And he gets a crit. And it does this stun, you know, the little stars floating around your head like the old Brigandine game, the Grand Edition. So that does a stun motion. So basically stuns from regular Brigandine games, if you get hit again, then the stun falls off. So it's literally like, oh, what's going on? Someone can hit you and they'll just kind of wake you up out of it, and then you're kind of awake. It's kind of like some sleep spells from some other games. You get put to sleep, you get hit, you will get woken up. So that's kind of how stun works for Brigandine. So can stun wear off? In the older Brigandine games, stun can just wear off the next turn or the turn after that. So it's kind of like, well, it could help you, but not. You can't guarantee that. I don't know how it's going to work here, but it looks like so yeah, it we'll have to see. But also look at this. Look at the hit points there. As they're attacking, you can see the hit points, and you can actually see how much damage it's going to do to them when they're getting hit. Or probably an approximation. I don't think it's 100% guaranteed, because there's always going to be a little bit of that random integer. Games always typically put that in there. There's a little random integer up and down, like plus minus a certain amount of hit points. Plus, if the enemy gets hit by a crit, you know, that could do more damage than they're predicting. But you're going to be able to see this. Here's a Phoenix right here. Phoenix has pretty much the same abilities it had before. Heal from 2 spaces away. So it's going to be like that. Here's the leader here coming over. She's got 600 HP, 550 MP. You can see her elements and all that, her attack and defense elements. Look at that. Look, so that little sword, that's the attack elements, and then the little shield is defensive elements, it seems. I don't know if it's going to be based on equipment. It probably will be. There probably will be some stuff based upon equipment abilities. It might overdo some defensive abilities, because it looks a lot like that. Because I can see that little red sword and the little blue shield there, and then the color orb next to it. It's kind of denoting what you do as far as damage goes and how you can receive damage. So let's say you're a Phoenix, you're going to have fire offense and red defense too. So you're probably going to be weak to blue things. And up on the top there, you look on the top right, you see that little compass on the top right? That is so cool. It's showing you which way north is. You can change your whole field camera of vision, and it'll tell you where north is. I know a lot of people will probably say, well, what does that matter? Well, it does matter, because as far as where you're attacking from this castle goes, it's going to determine which roads are going to which other castles. So during this battle, you're going to be able to kind of remember where you want to kind of defend from, because if you want to defend from a place that's harder for the enemy to attack from, you might want to set yourself up in a strategy situation, so as to, like, if I wanted to defend from somewhere, I'd probably want to defend this. I'm trying to remember which way we're facing on the thing. I'd want maybe them to attack me from the northwest, because they'd have to go through trees and through some water to get there. I mean, there is some mountains down here on the south too, but it's so far away that by the time the enemy gets there, it's not really advantageous. But then again, I don't know how they're going to start you up with some things. They started the battle on turn 3, it seems. So unless that's literally you just start at that point, but I think they started on turn 3 with that. So we're on turn 5 out of 12. It says 5 out of 12 up there. There's a countdown timer. 12 turns, you get booted. If you don't get typically Brigandine, how Brigandine typically plays, and for people that are coming here that are new to this, if you don't capture that castle by turn 12, you get booted. So if you're attacking and you don't stand your knight on the enemy castle, you will be ejected out of battle. You get to keep everything you have, whatever you survived with in a battle, but you will be sent back to your castle as a loss, as you, from the castle you came from as a loss. So it looks like they're keeping the same premises here too. And also on the top it shows like, if you saw that really quick, it said 10, I think 10 versus 9, and I'm trying to remember, it'll probably pop up again. You'll see 10 versus 9, I think that's the amount of monsters versus the enemies. So yeah, it says green 10, it shows the little symbol there. I think it's Shinobi Tribe is attacking here versus the 9. This the Theocracy. I might get the Holy Ones confused because there's two of them. There's a Theocracy and a Holy Empire, so I might get those confused initially, but it'll go away pretty quick. But it's really cool that there's a compass on there and you can kind of twist the whole thing around, you know? So you can actually like twist it around. But you know what? That's other people just new to this game that have played the old Brigandine game might get a little lost initially because they're like, well, I don't know where I'm going because like I could change the camera around and I kind of forgot. Remember the compass on the top. Remember the compass on the top. If you want to play like normal, make sure that the red arrow, typically compasses red arrow points north. So try to make the compass arrow point north all the time. If you want to play it in a very positional type of way to remind your brain. But once you get really good at the game and you played it enough times, you probably remember just based on the castle design alone. You'll just remember based upon markers. So you'd be like, well, this force is over here next to the stream, and I remember that castle. I remember how to attack the castle and what are some of the best ways. So it looks like there's a bomb mod here, and I was wondering if it was like a coatl or a Baumot, but it looks like that big purple one is a Baumot. It just looks a little thinner than the older Baumot style. That was all I'm saying. The Baumot looks like the Gold Dragon, looks like the Salamander, so they kind of thinned it out a little bit. So here the Baumot's coming into attack. You get to see the attack go down. You see the hit points, 936 down to 562. So that's how much the Baumot will do to her, and then this is how much she'll do to him. So it shows you the hit points there too. So that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of monsters in here that are of the same type of monsters that you're used to in the old Brigandine game, or the original Brigandine game, I should say. So that's pretty cool. And look, it looks like the movements are all based upon the road too. You can see how there's a little more movement near the road or beyond the road than there is with certain monsters. Besides the flying types, like the flying types, it's a little bit different. Here's this little goblin dude coming up here to attack, which, a little goblin dude, I'm guessing he's kind of like the, I'm guessing he takes over for the scorpion. I don't know. Maybe he does. But from what they were saying, it looks like he can kind of recover from abnormalities, I suppose. I have to see what's going on there. Here's a Pegasus coming in here, so we got a Pegasus moving in. So there's the Unicorn upgrading to Pegasus class. Does it go to Nightmare class? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. It might. They have so many of the same similarities with the original Brigandine games. It's really, really cool. I like that. I really like that a lot. So looks like they're coming around. They're trying to, I think that's the leader there. Yeah, they're attacking the leader pretty hardcore. There's a little imp attack. So that's like the fairy attack. It's not going to do that much, but its purpose is pretty much little pixie fairy attack's purpose is to put protect on or harden and to mute the enemy casters. So that's kind of what that does. Here's Meteor Doom. Here's Meteor Doom right there. So the demon class, it's probably like a high demon class, did Meteor Doom right there. And yeah, that does a massive amount of damage. So, and they might make it the same way because the demon classes are hard to hit because they're evasive. They don't have a lot of hit points. They're evasive. They got sharp, pointy sticks. Got to watch out for it. And then their Meteor Doom is phenomenally strong. So you got to be careful around those monsters especially. I like the fact that these phoenixes will heal everybody up still. It doesn't just heal up just your own guys, heals up everybody within a vicinity of a 2-range space. So it's like, the cool thing about that is you have to use this tactically. Best way to use this tactically, typically take out the enemies near you before you cast it. But if you can't, then I guess, you know, do it so you can stay alive. But it's a tactical play. Phoenixes are tactical monsters, and you have to use them right. If you don't like to use that kind of stuff, then don't summon it. Don't buy it. Get a different monster. I'm just saying, phoenixes are definitely used for tactical play here. So this is pretty cool. I'm liking this a lot. I like this a lot. So it also shows a little chain effect next to some of the movement there. And I'd have to like look that up a little bit more to see what that's about. But also, for those that don't know a lot about the orb attacks and what does what, it shows it up on the top right of the screen half the time. It shows it right there. Red, green, and blue, the little arrows pointing to each other, which does more elemental damage to what. It shows it right there. And so he just got a kill. I think he killed one of the leaders off. He leveled up. I think he killed the leader off. There's the Phoenix heal. 200 HP heal. That's freaking awesome. Here comes the Cyclops is coming in to attack this Mandrake here. Total biff. There goes the Mandrake's going to do a counterattack. The Mandrake does have a bonus in the Force, and typically Mandrakes have almost a very high degree of hitting almost anything they want to go for. Now the Grand Edition and the Legend of Forsena play this way. They have like 100%. They're super accurate, basically. They'll hit almost anything. They just don't do a lot of damage. They might petrify the enemy, which the Mandrake petrified that Cyclops right there, and like right in place. Petrified him right in place. It's pretty cool. Here comes the Pegasus. Pegasus heal or Pegasus cure. I don't know if he's going to move in or... Well, there's 4 spaces, which I think it's showing that too. There's 4 spaces for a cleanse. So... Can she do a cleanse? What can she do? She looks like she might be a caster. I'm trying to figure it out. I'd have to play more of the game, but it looks like that. She's definitely... I think she is a caster, though. Yeah, she's a caster. She's like a bishop class. And she's not one of the main rulers. I don't think she is. But she's one of the generals. That, the Shinobi tribe, she is the main ruler of that tribe, I think. 55 for a breath attack. So the Balmont's breath attack is 55 MP. Confirmed. It's 55 MP. And that's going to take her out completely. The Balmont levels up. That's his HP going up. That's strength. Shows you everything on the right there. Right away. So she won. I mean, I think she could be a caster, but she's got a big spear, so maybe she's not. Have to 200 experience for the win. And that's some of the game footage right there. So if you haven't got to see it, I'll put the link down for this down below if you want to go check out like the whole thing. There was a little more to this, not the battle wise. I showed you the whole battle, but there's a little more to this presentation, which was actually kind of fun to watch. It was last week, I think, that I was able to watch this, but it's pretty cool. And she's cute, so she gets a little cheesecake. Hey, I'm cute too. Where's my cheesecake? So, yeah, that's the gameplay right there. And these are some of the developers and people that are trying to promote it. And so that's pretty much that for some of the gameplay footage. When it actually does come out and I do get to purchase it and I do get to buy it, I will put it on my YouTube channel, and I'll put it on my Twitch channel too. So you'll get to see me stream it like all the way through each and every character, everything about the game. Everything about the game you're going to find out here on Veracity Trigger. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. You can follow me on Twitch too. Subscribe there as well. That'd be nice. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. And everybody else that's making the new Brigandine game, thank you very much for making that. That's been something that I've been playing for a long time. So it's a game I've enjoyed for a very long time. It's incorporated so many things that are just amazing to. It's an amazing game to me. It's one of my absolute favorite games, and I stream it and I play it a lot. So this will be a brand new experience after like 20 years of. It's like 20 years later. This game's come out. You know, again, in a total new version. So this will be a lot of fun. This will make me pretty happy to go ahead and play this game again. I hope everybody else will find enjoyment with this game too. But I'm going to close this video out. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the new Brigandine game, or you know, if you know more information. If you want to leave more information about the game, please leave it down below. Help out other people to see what's going on. And yeah, there's a few other links I'll leave down below. You can check out some other websites also that do talk about Brigandine. The engine site that I host, the Discord that Valkos hosts, and so those are the two main American ones that are running. If you want to talk on there, please do, and that'll be cool. So I got nothing left to say. I will see you in the next video, next Brigandine video, or any other kind of video that I like to do. But let me know your thoughts and all that in the comments down below.
We are victorious, sire!